And of course, there was a great trend that came out, or statistic, I should say, that came out where McKinsey and Company talked about the estimates in the next 3 to 5 years is that AI would add between 150 to 275 billion to the operating profits for apparel, fashion, and luxury sectors. That's a whole lot of profits. So let's hold off on that for a moment, because I do think there's some other things to be excited about, and I do think fashion brands are going to lean into. So first and foremost, supply chain efficiency going to continue to be a focus, and supply chain continues to be a challenge, not only for fashion, but other verticals as well. And I think you're going to continue to see a lot of automation going on when it comes to inventory management, real-time tracking systems. And fashion brands are really going to look for tools to be able to optimize that supply chain and reduce a lot of waste. I also think that virtual reality is going to definitely come to the forefront again, adding to your experience with the customer, whether it's a virtual reality. And I think a lot of us heard about the great success that Vans had with Roblox and creating that virtual reality. But other brands are taking that virtual reality to a next step. For example, H&M is using the concept of AI generators to be able to create designs. The consumer actually can create the design themselves, which is, who doesn't want to do that, right? If you're into fashion, that's a great bonus. And then you have something that's unique for you and you created it. What a great way to personalize. And then I will also say, speaking of personalization, personalization is still going to continue to be very important. It's going to continue to be top of mind for consumers when they turn over their data to the brand. And there's going to be a lot of advancements going on in technology when it comes to personalization. So we talked a little bit about personalizing designs, but of course the messaging that comes to us in the emails and any kind of communication, you know, really leveling up the experience within the stores and personalizing that store experience, and then ensuring that the consumer satisfaction is there, and then really tying that all in, you know, again, continuing to tear down those channels, break down the silos, and personalize all the messages that come through. Really going to be important. Brands really need to focus on this, or they're going to lose the consumer. The consumers are going to go someplace else that they feel special. If I had a crystal ball, what would I say is the number one thing for 2024? AI, without a doubt. It is by far the biggest trend out there, and it's really progressed from, you know, although AI has been around for a long time, and we know that when we think about the Wizard of Oz and the Tin Man, that's kind of the first preview, if you will, of AI and a robot, right? So, but AI has kind of ebbed and flowed over the years, and it definitely has had an infancy stage within fashion. And it is now progressed from being a nice to have, and it is now all about where to begin with AI. How do you mitigate all those risks that might come with it? How do you orchestrate a roadmap of implementing AI? And then how do you be responsible with AI? You know, of course, in the government, we've heard a lot about, you know, putting guardrails in place for AI, and that's also going to be important when it comes to fashion. Anything that interacts with the consumer and AI is touching, of course, fashion brands are going to have to think about being responsible and reliable to the consumer, so that things don't seem to go off the rails. So that's going to be really important, and putting in place, fashion brands are really going to have to think about putting in place AI tools that really add to the business process and really add to the value of what project AI is attached to. Sustainability, Where do we go from here? So sustainability has been a buzzword for quite some time within fashion. Or some could say it's been a buzzword, but I would say that that has gone away. 2024, without a doubt, sustainability is going to continue to be important. Anybody who's been watching the rules and regulations that are happening in other countries when it comes to sustainability, very much important. It's kind of going to be the next SOX, if you will, when it comes to sustainability. There's going to be lots of reports that are going to have to be generated and turned over to prove that a company is not greenwashing and that they are sustainable. And on top of that, consumers continue to be very much in tune with their health, what's going on with the environment, where are their clothes being made, are the folks who are making their clothes being given a fair wage, are they being treated fairly? All of those things are going to continue to bubble up. They're going to continue to be top of mind, and there's going to be a definite impact. Thinking about where the earth is going to be for our grandchildren and their children is very important, especially to generations that are coming up through now, who are working in the industry. They really want to make a difference, and so we're going to see a lot of that happening.